Some new questions tonight behind the motivation for state leaders to try to keep an anti-crime measure off the November ballot.
It's likely voters in November will decide whether to make changes to what's known as Proposition 47. A decade ago, it loosened the state's penalties for drug and theft crimes in California. The governor has said he does not think the issue should go to voters, but leaked emails out of his office now tell a different story.
KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala explains the update on these talks and why the governor's office would be willing to push this issue all the way out to 2026.
Well, for the last several months, Governor Gavin Newsom and Democratic legislative leaders have said the ballot initiative is unnecessary and have claimed they could do this on their own through legislation. And they've had fears that the Prop 47 reform could swell the state's prison population. But now, emails that we've obtained between Governor Gavin Newsom's chief of staff and a leader in the campaign that's trying to reform Prop 47 show that the governor's office is open to having a ballot initiative on this topic in 2026. When the governor is nearly termed out. In an email exchange over the weekend between Governor Newsom's chief of staff, Dana Williamson, and Greg Totten, a lead negotiator with the initiative's campaign, Williamson wrote, "As far as an initiative, we are open to something in 2026, as well as providing all of the necessary bells and whistles to make sure the deal is rock solid." Totten replied in part, "Our focus is on amending Prop 47 on the 2024 ballot. This necessary policy change is simply too urgent to wait for another 2 years." Williamson responded in part, "It's amazing how you are incapable of taking a win, and the consultants you're working with haven't won anything in a decade. Good luck."
What we see is a desire to stall, and the question is why.
Jessica Levinson is a professor at Loyola Law School.
We can absolutely imagine that there are political reasons why you wouldn't want this on the ballot now, where there would be a perception that it could hurt Democrats in down ballot races, that you could have a higher turnout of conservative and moderate voters who are really worried about rising crime rates and who want to weigh in on this. You can also imagine that Governor Newsom, while he's still governor, doesn't want a vote on a big issue that would be viewed as a rebuke of his legacy. He was very strongly in favor of Prop 47.
I think
Mike Trujillo is a Democratic strategist in favor of the ballot initiative.
I think that 2026 makes sense if you are the governor of California that does not want to have to deal with actual problems occurring today in California.
Aside from the impacts on Newsom's image, experts note it could affect races that could determine the balance of power in Congress. We know both parties are targeting several close congressional races in California, including 3 in our area.
There are victims of crime today that are calling for reform, and I think smart Democrats are looking to meet that challenge today.
Now, sources within the coalition have been privately questioning if those close congressional races have had anything to do with this effort to get the initiative off of this year's ballot. We reached out to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee for comment, but we have not yet heard back. Reporting at the state capitol, Ashley Zavala, KCRA 3 News.
We also reached out to Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas and Senate Pro Tem Mike McGuire for comment. They have not responded.